Hello. Happy Monday. Happy first day back. I hope that you are all doing so good. I can't wait to be with you for another semester here. Hopefully, well, luckily we're on Zoom, so we won't get cut off. And I get to be with you for the entirety of the time. This go round, I will be teaching Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I'm very excited to be with you. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. If anyone else kind of hops on, I'll just let them in through Zoom here. And yeah, let's go. So once you are ready, go ahead and find your seat on your mat. Getting nice and comfortable. A nice comfortable seat. We'll start seated today. Seems like a good place to start. So the legs can be crossed, maybe the legs are extended, maybe you have a block and you're sitting on that. You can sit on your shins. You already know the game, the name of the game. So arriving, and then you can place the palms in the lap, maybe on the thighs, wherever feels best. Drop the shoulders away from the ears, belly is in so that the spine is nice and long and the eyes can start to close down. And right when the eyes close, just dropping your awareness all the way down, kind of like that inner gaze, all the way down to your mat, to your sits bones. To act as an anchor for your practice. Start to notice the temperature of the space that you're in, how it feels on your skin. Maybe it's warm, maybe it's a little bit chilly, you have a little sweater on. And we'll start to take that awareness into the body, so through the skin, starting to get into the muscles and the joints, the ligaments, all that yummy stuff. Noticing how you're doing, if you're tight, tense, or you're already feeling really open and expanded. So we're just zooming in here, peeling back the layers, and then we'll go a layer deep. So from the muscles and the joints and all that good stuff going into the organs. Checking in with your gut, seeing how that's feeling this morning. Checking in with your lungs, checking in with your heart, and whatever else that you feel you need to focus on, go ahead and focus on that. How are you doing? Maybe your belly's feeling a little bit cranky this morning. Maybe not. Maybe your lungs feel really short of breath or really abundant. And then we'll go a little bit deeper, so zooming in a little bit more and taking it to the mind. So bringing your awareness to the crown of the head, to the third eye, the forehead. And like I just said before, simply ask yourself. It doesn't need to be this big, profound experience for it to matter. So you can literally just ask yourself, how are you feeling today? It's cold and rainy. It should be snowing right now and it's not. If you're like me and you're sad, then it's not snowing. I'm with you. I'll see you. I feel you. Checking in there. How are you doing? How are you feeling today? And typically the first thing that comes to mind is probably going to be the answer. So I invite you to trust in that and just listen. And we'll go a little bit deeper from the mental body into the emotional body. A lot of times our emotions kind of live in our belly space. So if you want to go all the way down to the belly and kind of check in there, ask your emotions, your feelings, how they're doing. Maybe there's something that's really weighing on you today, and so that you bring that into your practice. Whatever that is, thinking about that here, just like we did with the mind, tuning in, asking your emotions, how they're feeling, how's it going. And then we'll zoom into the spiritual. So that's kind of going to be like this really imaginative, ethereal space around us, maybe. Or it can be something different. Maybe it's more so up here, like the crown of the head. Tuning in there, checking in. Maybe you feel really connected to this part of yourself right now. Maybe you don't. So seeing how that feels. And then we'll come to the final piece of the puzzle, that is you. And that is the energetic body. So that really is kind of like all encompassing. Like, how are you feeling energetically? I'm going to be honest, today it's kind of a weird day. I'm just about to enter my moon cycle. So that is a thing. And maybe that's kind of how you're feeling. And you're just kind of have this overall sense of like grogginess, or you're not really wanting to be around people, or you feel maybe like your energy is just really low and you just want to like crawl into a hole. Or maybe you're super out there today and you're feeling really energetic and you're like loving everything. What does that feel like for you? And then we're going to take all of those layers, starting from the skin, working your way into the deeper parts of you, taking all of that and asking what you need today for practice. What do you need? What is it that maybe you were scanning your body and something came up and you're like, yes, like that is something that I don't feel really great about right now, like that's what I need to focus on. Or maybe it's something that you already have a lot of and you feel really abundant in it, and you want that to be your intention, right? Like there's no right or wrong way, it's just what feels good. And that kind of feels intangible sometimes, but I promise you, just tune in and listen to what comes up. It gets easier and easier. And if nothing's coming, that's perfect. Maybe your practice is just to find something to seek out, something that can be your intention for the rest of the day or maybe the week. You're not confined into a box. So finding that intention, bringing it into your whole being here, and throughout practice, if there is a moment when you don't feel in alignment, when you don't feel present, when your mind is not on your mat and in your body, you can come back to that to get centered. You can come back to your breath. Remember all of these things that anchor us, the breath, the presence. You can always come back to that. So we'll take about 3 more breaths here. Inhaling through the nose. Release through the mouth. 2 more. Inhale. Let it go. Last one. Beautiful. And then you can gently start to open up your eyes here. And we will collectively adjust our seated posture here. We'll come to sit on our shins. Unless you just absolutely do not want to do that, then that is totally fine. You can stay in that easy seat. But we're just going to tent the right fingertips down and take a side stretch along the left side of the body. Chest is open, spine is long. Fingers are tented. Make sure the sit bones are both planted firmly. Lovely. And exhale, make your way back through center and to the left. This time stretching along the right side. Lovely. And then release it back to center. And take a gentle twist to the right. Right palm behind you, left palm, right thigh. Again, spine is nice and long. Feeling into the back of the body, the spine, the belly. Beautiful. Then take it back through center and to the left. And exhale, release back to center. And now we'll extend the arms overhead. And what we're really doing is just reaching. That's all we're doing. Reaching through the fingers, finding that length down the sides of the body, the back, the front, pretty much everywhere here. But while you're here, make sure the shoulders aren't coming into the ears, but they're relaxed. You can still be reaching the fingers while the shoulders relax. Beautiful. Then lace the fingers and place them behind the head. Then we're going to drop the chin down to feel a little stretch in the neck and the shoulders. Maybe the eyes close down here. Being really mindful in these first few moments so that you can keep it sustained throughout your practice. And then we'll lift the gaze back up. Spine is nice and straight. Open up the arms to cactus the arms. Chest is nice and open. Heart is drawing forward. Maybe you take your gaze up, but just make sure the chin is still slightly dropped down. Pulling the heart through a little bit more as you pull the elbows back. Last breath. Beautiful. Go ahead and lower the palms down to arrive in your tabletop. Shoulders over wrists, hips are over knees. Make sure the fingers are spread really wide, and maybe even turning the fingers towards the outer edges of the mat to create some space in the wrists. Press down through the palms, and before we go anywhere, just staying here, practicing drawing the belly in without rounding the spine. So pressing through the palms here, nice and strong in the arms, gaze is down. So really just looking for that alignment here while we breathe. Beautiful. And then we will move through a few cat-cows here. So once you're ready, pull the heart through. Gaze is up, belly is down. Exhale, press into the palms as you round the spine. Inhale, pull the heart through. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Release back to center. Curl the toes and press into the palms as you lift the hips, downward dog. When you arrive, pedal out the feet. Find that space in the hamstrings, the low back, the shoulders. Maybe the hips draw side to side after you pedal them out. Stretching into the sides, the belly, the armpits. Lovely. And inhale, extend the right leg long, toes are flexed, facing the earth. On your exhale, drop the right foot to the top of the mat. And once the foot arrives, drop the left knee down. Once you feel like the knee is in alignment with the ankle, press into the right foot and extend the arms overhead. Once the arms reach, place the fingers, place them on the right thigh. Lovely. Gaze is out in front. Make sure that you're still actively pressing into that right foot and you don't just rely on the left knee to support you, because that's going to feel a little bit cranky. Shoulders dropped. Beautiful. One more breath. Lovely. Tent the fingertips down and shift the hips back. Coming into our half splits here. The palms you can kind of walk back with you so that you can't really see it here because I'm wearing all black, but stacking the shoulder on top of the wrist so that you're not in this hunched over form. Beautiful. Micro bend in the right knee is okay. On your inhale, take a halfway lift, and on your exhale, fold deeper. 2 more. Soften into it. Perfect. And we'll walk the palms back to the top. Curl the left toes, lift the back knee. And we'll bring the left foot up to meet the right. And once the foot arrives on your inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. And we will hang out here for a moment. Head and neck relax. Placing your weight a little bit into the front, the balls of the feet. Allow any of that stress, that tension that I know that some of you ladies have from the work, allow it to just ripple down the spine, the back of the body. Release out of the crown and the fingers. Maybe release a big sigh. Perfect. And press into the feet. Start to round the spine up. Coming to stand at the top of your mat. Inhale, extend the arms overhead. And just standing here, nice and tall. Finding that length. Beautiful. Then lower the palms down to the heart in prayer. And we'll hinge forward. Find a bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Plant the palms, release the feet. And here you can shift through a vinyasa if you choose. Maybe the first one is supported. And modify, lowering the knees. Once you arrive in your downward dog, on your inhale, extend the left leg. Exhale, drop the foot to the top. Right knee lowers. Once you feel supported with the left foot, press in and rise. Place the fingers, drop them to the thigh. Perfect. 5 full breaths here. Counting the breath if that feels good for you. Two more. Lovely. Then tent the fingertips down and shift back, walking the palms back with you. Toes are flexed. Make sure they're not straight here. Two more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Lovely. Then plant the left foot back down. Curl the right toes and bring the right foot to meet the left. At the top, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Press into the feet. This time rise up, really strong. And exhale, palms over to the heart. Beautiful. Now we're going to take a little seat here in our chair pose. Looking down, make sure you can see your toes. If you can't, just press the knees back ever so slightly. We're dropping the hips down, chest is nice and open. Palms can come to the heart, or maybe they're out. Whatever feels best, wherever you are. Make sure that you are energetically pulling everything to the center. So sometimes the knees kind of go off to the sides, and we don't want to bring them together, but we do want to tighten them to the center. So see if you can do that here. We'll take a last breath, nice and strong. Doing good. And then your exhale, fold forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, plant the palms, release the feet. Again, you can move through another flow here if you feel like you would like to. Maybe this time it's not supported and modified. Once you arrive in your downward dog, right leg extends. Exhale, drop the foot to the top. And from here, we'll drop the left heel down, bend the right knee, and windmill the arms up. Warrior two. Nice wide stance here. Not necessarily the whole length of the mat, but you do want to start to get to the outer edges here. Wide. Right knee is bent. Arms open up to the sides. Shoulders lower. Shoulder blades lower down the back. Gaze is beyond the right fingers. Lovely. Inhale, shift forward, exhale, peaceful. So left palm just goes to the left leg. Right arm reaches. Make sure this right knee is still bent. And we're just taking a side stretch here. Maybe you take your gaze out. Maybe you take your gaze to the sky. If you take it to the sky, make sure the chin is tucking in towards the armpit and the gaze is up. One last breath. Awesome. Exhale, release back to center. And then we'll shift forward. Right elbow drops, left arm lifts. Nice long line from left fingers to left shoulder. Strong in the right arm, not collapsing. Imagine that someone is lifting, pulling your left palm up to find that length. Beautiful. 2 more breaths. Last one. Perfect. Then rise back up. Straighten the right leg to come into triangle here. Similar to the last pose. But we'll just reach until we can't reach anymore. And then drop the right palm down. So we're creating a few triangles with our body here. If the palm can't touch the mat, the back of the hand should be touching the inner right thigh. Make sure you're not placing your palm onto the shin. Super important here. And if you do have a block or a book, you want to place your palm down to it, you can also do that. Left shoulder turned out. 2 more. Beautiful. Then we're going to come into a twist. So drop the left palm down and inhale, extend the right arm. If you're not feeling like there's that much space in the hips, you can bring the left foot out to the side to create that space. Just gonna take my socks off here. Hold it. 1 more. Awesome. Then exhale, lower the right palm down and take a forward fold. Arriving in our pyramid pose here. If you have blocks, you can place them on the outer edges of both sides for support. If you don't, you can bend the left knee and lift the right sole off of the mat. If it feels good where you are, also good. Letting the head and the neck rest. Deep hamstring stretch here. 2 more. Awesome. Then plant the palms to the top of the mat. Bend the right knee. Come to the outer edge of the left foot. And then we'll stack the right leg on top of the left and extend the right arm. So side plank. If you need to drop the left knee down, absolutely do so. So it's modified. Keep breathing. Keep lifting the hips towards the sky. 2 more breaths. Nice and strong. 1 more. Perfect. Lower the right palm down. And here, again, you can move through another vinyasa if you'd like. Meeting in downward dog. And inhale, extend the left leg. Exhale, drop it to the top in between the palms. Right heel lowers. Reach the arms up. Warrior 2. So again, stance is nice and wide. Left knee is bent. Make sure the left knee is always bent here. It's okay if you need to take a rest. That's totally fine. But if you're feeling good, feeling strong, we're always going to want that bent. Shift forward, inhale, exhale, peaceful. Lovely. Exhale, releasing out. Shift forward, drop the left elbow, right arm extends. And since you can probably see yourself, if you're, what am I saying? If your camera is on and you're choosing to show yourself on Zoom, it's nice because then you can actually see what your body looks like if you're feeling like you really want to work on your alignment and you need just a little bit more support there. So just good to remember for future. Beautiful. One last breath. Awesome. And then releasing back up. Left leg straightens. Shift forward all the way. Left palm drops, right arm reaches. 3 breaths here. Last breath. Beautiful. And we're going to go ahead and drop the right palm down. If you need to open up your stance, again, do that. And extend the left arm for your twist. Lower left palm down and take your pyramid forward fold. Take any modifications here that you need. The hamstrings are very delicate and we want to be kind to them. Just doing a quick time check. Lovely. Last 2. Really letting go. Releasing. Deep breath. Perfect. Bend into the left knee. Plant both of the palms down. Come onto the outer edge of the right foot. And then stack the left leg on top of the right. Left arm rises. Right knee drops if you need support. Perfect. Hips are lifting. Nice and strong. You got it. 2 more. Last breath. Awesome. Lower the left palm down. And move through another flow here if that feels good. We'll go ahead and take a collective child's pose for just a moment. Just to kind of surrender. Notice where the energy is being created in your body. Maybe you're feeling a little bit sweaty. Maybe you're noticing how tight you are. Maybe you haven't done yoga in a month since we did it together. So you're really noticing that. Wherever you're at is perfect. But just noticing. Allowing the third eye, the forehead to rest against the mat in a really nurturing way. Feeling yourself held. Go ahead and tent the fingers here. Make some space in the shoulders. You can also move the brow bone from side to side for a little massage. Lovely. Then walk the palms out to the right. Exhale, release to center and to the left. Release back to center. Inhale, round the spine up. Curl the toes, lift the hips. Inhale, extend the right leg long. Exhale, drop the right knee behind the right wrist. Drop into pigeon here. Left leg is straight behind you. Both of the hips draw forward, squaring off. If you have something to support your sit bones, if it feels really high back here, you can place a block, a blanket, anything under there to support. You can also place something in front of you. Before we drop down, finding a lift here. Perfect. And then exhale, lower down. You can come to your forearms. You can completely rest in sleeping pigeon. You can stack fists, place them on the third eye. Just breathing into that right hip. Kind of coming into the cool down of the practice here. Lovely. And we'll gently rise back up. And now we'll place our weight on our right sit bone. So you could drop it off to the side. And then bring the left leg up in front. So the sole is planted on the mat. But then we'll bring it over to the right side. Okay? I'll face you just so you can kind of see here. Hopefully you can see. So we're going to come into a twist. Left arm behind you. If you'd like to stay here, you can. Or extend the right arm and bring the elbow in front of the left thigh. Gaze is back. Spine is long. Perfect. Now we're going to do a little switcheroo. So from where you are, it might feel a little bit weird, but we can do it. You're going to take your gaze back behind you, tent the fingers, and then lift the hips. So we're in this forward fold here. Open up the knees a little bit wider than the mat, toes turned in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Letting the head and the neck hang loose. Maybe you grab your elbows here. Maybe you place forearms down. Wherever you're at, just relaxing. Perfect. And you can lift halfway. And now we're going to go to the twist that we just did, but on the other side. So start to turn to the right as you drop the left knee, drop the sit bones. Left heel close to the right glute, left foot, right foot. Ooh, it's really hard to do these twists in my mind, verbalizing. So the right foot should be to the left side of the left thigh. Right palm behind you, holding it, or extend the left arm and find your twist. Last breath. Perfect. We're going to release out. This is where it continues getting fun. I love this like 3-part transition here. But we're going to drop into pigeon on the left side this time. So bring your weight onto the left, right foot in front, right foot to the side, right foot behind. Or you can just swing it back, but just be really mindful of your movement here. And if that doesn't feel good, if you're having a hard time getting there, that's okay. You can just drop into it in any way that does feel good. Right leg straight, chest is nice and lifted before we go anywhere. Belly engaged. And when you're ready to let go, release down. Lift the chest up, walk the palms in, and then bring the right leg up in front. So we're not doing another twist, but we are going to plant both of the soles to the mat. Wherever they are is perfect. Wrap the arms around the shins, drop the chin into the chest, and give yourself a big hug. And also while you're doing this, to make it kind of like a stretch here, you want to energetically round the spine. Kind of like a cat here. While you're here, express gratitude to your body for being able to come, being able to move, being able to breathe. Even if it feels hard, you made it. And when you keep showing up, you just keep getting more and more experienced, more and more progressed. Wherever you want to be, you just get closer and closer to that. So expressing some gratitude for that. Perfect. And then you can release out of it. Plant the soles to your mat. Make sure you are on the second end, the lower end of the mat here. The arms come parallel to the earth, and gently begin to lower yourself down. Knees draw in, hugging them into the body, maybe moving side to side. Perfect. And then lower the feet down, create a triangular shape with the thumbs and the pointers. So thumbs come to touch, pointers come to touch, palms are flat. Gently lift the hips up and place that triangle underneath your sacrum, which is at the low back, which I'm sure all of you know. And then we'll extend the legs vertical to the earth. So waterfall pose, we don't have a block, but we do have our arms. So utilizing them here. There can be a micro bend in the knees, really just coming and making sure that you are supporting your low back in such a way that the legs can just kind of flow and exist here. The eyes can close down. Coming into this rested state. 3 more breaths. And exhale, lower the feet down. Gently lift the hips, take the palms out, draw the right knee into the chest, followed by the left. I'm going to do another little time check here. Okay. So we'll do one more stretch and then we'll enter into Shavasana. So knees are tucked in, right arm opens up, drop the knees down to the left. For a gentle twist here, 3 breaths. And exhale, draw the legs back to center. Left arm opens up this time. Knees drop to the right. Counting those 3. Perfect. And once you're ready, coming back to center. Here you can take a happy baby, grabbing the outer arches of the soles of the feet, draw the knees down, bring the soles of the feet together, open up the legs, act like a baby. Do whatever feels good. And just feeling more of that spaciousness that has been created during your practice, as well as, more of places that do need to open up and feel more spacious, even just in this happy baby. And then when you rest in your child's pose, it's not an active posture, but it still can really create that space, whether it's the flat back and it kind of creates those cracks in your back, or the shoulders open up a little bit more, all this good stuff. So once you are ready, you can release the legs, release the arms, and I invite you to kind of create like a star shape with your body. So open up the arms to the side, legs can come off the mat, creating a star, taking up some space, opening yourself up to receive this rest here. can gently start to come back into your body, into the space that you're in. And while you do that, and just kind of wake up, I just pulled a card and I felt called to pull a card. I've never done this before, but I pulled this card for you guys. It says, "What is already with you," which is really beautiful, as is the artwork. And while you're waking up, I'll just read this little part of it that is really beautiful. So this oracle also comes with special guidance for you. You are more ready than you think you are. You are more prepared than you realize. You don't need an entire army of resources to move ahead. Although you may find that when you do move, many resources suddenly become apparent. All that you need in this moment is just one sweet act of nourishment. That is enough to take you out of backwards nostalgia or regret, and forwards into what is awaiting you now. Be brave, dig deep within, and enjoy the sweet surrender. So beautiful. So I just thought I'd gift that to you. And in your own time, you can gently rise up to come to a comfortable seat. Place both palms on the body, whether it's the belly and the heart, maybe 2 palms on the heart, whatever feels good. Eyes are closed. And in this moment, honor yourself for arriving on your mat this afternoon, taking the time to tend to your mind, your body, and your spirit. And for the rest of the day, I invite you to open yourself up to receiving more, opening your eyes up to the abundance that is around you, the things that want to be received, and also, on the other hand, open yourself up to also gifting others, if that's something that does arise. And finally, place the palms together, prayer in the heart center. In time, may my practice bring me clarity of thought, clarity of speech, and clarity of the heart. Namaste. Thank you. I will see you, ladies, maybe some gentlemen, on Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your day.